Yes, sir. The amendment just came through, and I just forwarded it to Margaret, and she's going to take it.
Good, very good. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started with our Ed Policy meeting this morning. This time I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Senator Butler. Senator Figures. Senator Hatcher. Senator Hovey. Senator Kitchens. Senator Price. Senator Shellnut. Senator Smitherman. Senator Stutz. And Senator Chesteen. We have a quorum.
Okay, we have a quorum established, and we're ready for the first bill. Clerk, call the first bill, please.
SB 211 by Senator Hatcher.
Oh, that's me.
Senator Hatcher.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and board members.
Morning.
SB 211 is a sensible bill. This is a bill, I thought before this bill that all of our schools, in terms of bus drivers, were covered in this matter as it relates to not having bus drivers sign warrants. And unfortunately, that is not the case across the state. And what I would say is most of our, to be very brief here, most of our individuals who are driving school buses are individuals who are just a second job for them. Many of them are middle-aged women, and they should not be in a position where an incident happens of violent nature that is a criminal offense, and then they are having to confront the person who has committed the offense in terms of warrants.
Let's get a good roll.
Senator Butler. Aye. Senator Chesteen.
Aye.
Senator Figures. Senator Hatcher.
Aye.
Senator Hovey. Aye. Senator Kitchens. Aye. Senator Price. Senator Shellnut. Aye. Senator Smitherman. And Senator Stutz. 6-0.
All right, 6-0. Bill's given a favorable report. Thanks, Senator Hatcher.
Thank you, committee member.
And just a quick comment on your bill. This is needed. I remember several years ago in Ozark, we had a bus driver who was shot and killed on the bus, trying to protect the children on there. And, it's unfortunate.
Was that Chuck Holman? Was that the situation?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sure was. And a child was taken off that bus and taken hostage for several weeks, I remember. So this is a needed bill, so I appreciate you bringing it. Thank you. Okay, clerk, would you call the next bill, please?
HB 96 by Representative Robertson.
Representative Robertson, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I don't know if the mic's on. Check and see.
Hello.
Yes, there you go.
Thank you, Chairman. HB 96, this bill would require high schools to allow high school students to participating in organized national signing days related to acceptance of athlete scholarships, post-secondary school education commitments, apprenticeship programs, and military enlistments to be excused from class. This bill would also require high schools to provide reasonable accommodations for those activities. So basically, we're just opening it up. If the schools are doing signing days for athletes for college, they need to do military and other things.
Senator Shellnut.
I just have a question. Is there any high schools that have been not doing this?
No, not that I'm aware of, but I just seeing the recruiting numbers and things like that. I thought this may help to spotlight these kids that are going into the military and kind of give them a little push too. And it's a great career to go into, and I just wanted to highlight it.
Okay, because I would hope all my schools seem to be doing a great job of this.
Yes.
I just hope there's not any schools not.
Oh, yeah, not that I'm aware of, no, sir.
Senator Hatcher.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Robertson,
Yes, sir.
like Senator Shellnut, because I thought this was already done, but I saw here where it says expanded. Is there something?
It's expanded to the others. Right now, I believe all that's on there is just the athletes.
Oh, so expanded to the rest of the students
Yes,
as well? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay. All right. Move are favorable by Senator Hatcher, Senator Kitchens, seconds, okay. Any objection using previous roll? Seeing none, 6-0, bill's given a favorable report. Representative Robertson, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a good day.
Yes, sir. Okay, clerk, would you call the next bill?
SB 215 by Senator Chesteen.
Okay, members, under the existing law, the local boards of education operating under educational intervention may be released from intervention by the State Board of Education without conditions. This bill would authorize the state superintendent to summons witnesses and subpoena records and other information during an educational intervention and return the local board of education to intervention within 5 years after the original release. I think the key here is the subpoena of the records. We'll have Dr. Mackey in attendance with us this morning. Dr. Mackey, would you like to make some comments on the need for this piece of legislation?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that very much. Well, as I think everybody probably knows, we're now overseeing 3 school districts, which is the most the State Department has overseen since the intervention law passed in 2013. We've released one district, as also suppose everybody knows, this kind of background, though, that's important. Montgomery Public Schools were taken over. And there were, as you know, I think there were 5 different superintendents that oversaw that, but we were able to finish that up and release Montgomery. But during that, we found that there are some interesting pieces of this, the current law that we'd like to see changed. So one is, as you may know, during the Montgomery intervention, in the end, there were some criminal charges pressed because of some financial things that were going on that we uncovered. Well, this would allow us, without having to go through the court system, to expedite some things by basically giving me the subpoena power that currently the head of revenue has, or a lot of state agencies that the agency head has this authority, but we don't have the authority. Obviously, we can't issue criminal charges against somebody, but it allows us to get more quickly to the heart of the issue. And the other thing it would do is allow us to do a gradual release. And Senator Hatcher, I know, represents Montgomery, and this is one of the things that the Montgomery community actually asked us to do, but we weren't allowed to do under the current law. And so it's you're either in or out. It's a hard stop. So what I would like is to have a conditional release program. So we came to a district and said, you know, you've met the conditions of the state intervention, but over the next 5 years, you're basically on kind of a, to lack of a better word, kind of a probationary period. And we're going to monitor how the board manages those schools. And if you go outside of this, you know, what I would call professional management and oversight, then the state superintendent can just say, you know what, we're bringing you back into intervention. Currently, we cannot do that. We have to, you know, it's either a release or you're not released. And I think a gradual release would actually work a lot better. One of the things, Mr. Chairman, that I was asked about early on, not by you, but was, well, what if would you want 2 pathways? So some people they're fully out and some people are gradually released. And I said, no, I think everybody on this gradual release system, because if a district has been in intervention, that tells you that you've had board oversight problems. That's how they get an intervention. The state comes in and fixes it, and sometimes to the great deal of cost. As you know, we spent millions of dollars on the Montgomery intervention out of the State Department's, just out of our budget. And then when you hand it back over to the local board, we want some oversight of that board for, you know, for a few years. The bill says 5 years, to make sure that they are implementing the plan that we've laid out for them as they release. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I really appreciate your taking it and the committee taking it up this morning.
Right, good. And members, any questions for Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Senator Hatcher.
Thank you for that explanation, Dr. Mackey.
Yes, sir.
And I do recall, I was away, but I do recall what you were citing from Montgomery. The question, I think you just mentioned near the end of this. At the end of the intervention, what you're saying is that there is not a process in place where the gradual kind of seeing what are you doing to implement, you know, some of the things that have not only been cited in the intervention period, but also how you're going about investigating those outcomes.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing
There's
like that that
nothing.
exists at the moment.
Nothing at all.
So when you say the two paths, you're saying you either, for lack of a better expression, pass the intervention or you don't. Is that?
That's right. Yes, sir. Right now, once the intervention ends, it's completely hands-off for the state board and the State Department of Education. The local board is fully empowered again. And what I would like is kind of a gradual release where we empower the local board, but basically they're still under state oversight for a period of time.
So there would be some benchmarks along the way?
Yes, sir.
That they would have to meet in order to be fully off of the intervention, is that?
Yes, sir. That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions? Any other? All right, Senator Hatcher makes a move for a favorable. Here, a second. Second by Senator Butler. Any objection to using the previous roll, adding Senator Price to the roll? Okay, 7-0. Bill's given a favorable report. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Mackey. Okay, Senator Allen, I'm glad to see that you made it in. Let's go ahead and call you up at this time.
Thank you.
For your bill. We got Senator Figures coming in.
Good. Mr. Chairman, committee, this bill has passed your committee a number of times already, and there's one thing that I think has been brought to my attention, and that is that we need to have an amendment. Maybe that amendment can come from the floor, maybe, but the pre-K needs to be added to the piece of legislation. Currently, it says K through 12. And Mr. Chairman, in due time, maybe that can be handled on the floor if we can successfully pass it out of committee today.
Okay. Members, any questions for the bill sponsor?
Move for favorable.
Move for favorable. Second by Senator Price. Adding Senator Figures to the roll. Just a long roll, please.
Senator Butler?
Aye.
Senator Chesteen?
Aye.
Senator Figures? Senator Hatcher? Senator Hovey? Senator Kitchens? Senator Price? Senator Shellnut?
Aye.
Senator Smitherman? And Senator Stutz?
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry.
Yes, Senator Figures. Yes, ma'am. You're recognized.
We're talking about adding this as a constitutional amendment, Senator?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
I'm going to have to vote no on this. I can see you doing maybe a statute to require it, but I can't go along with the constitutional amendment for something like this.
I respect your vote. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
No.
All right. 7-1. All right, Bill's given a favorable report.
Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Yes, sir, Senator
Thank you,
Allen.
committee.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Clerk, we call the last.
But I'm sorry, I have to go back to the senator. What is the penalty for this, and how will they enforce it?
The local school board's policies would develop the policy.
But what's the
Senator,
penalty?
you want to go back and answer her question?
But what is what is the penalty for it if they don't do it?
That's left up to the local school board policies. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry.
That's no problem. Did you answer your question? Thank you. Senator Smitherman,
I like to be placed on the roll.
you are,
And where are we?
oh, you got here just in time for the last bill.
Oh, yeah? Are we doing it right now?
We're doing the last bill right now, HB 257, or SB 257.
Oh, you talking about the Star-Spangled Banner?
No, we just finished that.
Okay, did we pass it or not?
Yes, it passed.
Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy. Can I have a comment?
You may be recognized.
All I want y'all to do is read the third stanza. Just read it. When you go back to your office, just read it. That's all I want y'all to do. And if you hadn't read it, it glorifies slavery. It demeans us. Okay, read it. Don't debate me. Read it. Ain't no way that you can require students in general, and African American students in particular, to glorify that stanza says. We're gonna make them. That's a slap in their face. That's a slap in their parents' face. You know, I always say that about the airplane. Let me just stop for a minute and say this. That's the reason, what I'm saying now is the reason why we have to have diversity. If you sit in a room and nobody's going to be affected by this, they can't even bring up in their mind the detriment that this going to cause to other people. Because it ain't going to cause none to them. Not that they dislike other people, not that they're intentionally trying to do something to other people. There's no sensitivity. Ain't nobody gonna bring it up. Let's just be honest, y'all. Come on, let's be honest. If y'all meet today at 1 o'clock in there, ain't not one of y'all gonna bring this up, what I'm saying. If you were talking about this, if you have been in your caucus, I bet you $10,000. It ain't nobody in the 27 that's saying what I'm saying now. See, so that for y'all, it's all right. I mean, what is he talking about? You know, what? This don't. I don't have no input. It don't affect me. This don't touch me. So, you know, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But that's why we're here, to let you know, yeah, it's a problem. Because 30% of this population in this whole state is a problem for. So, whereas, you know, we get lost sometimes in the patriotism of wanting this, but hey, you know, you shouldn't supersede what I'm saying under the name of patriotic. Because this is a slap and an insult in the face of black people. So I just want everybody to understand that, you know, it sounds beautiful in the patriotic scheme of things, but in reality of life, you know, you're putting back above the word, you're taking this pie and just rubbing it all into black folks' face. You know, so I would hope that everybody understand, you know, what impact this has, and hopefully we don't have to address this, you know, in one shape or the other. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Smitherman, thank you for your comments, and as always, I respect your opinion on these issues.
Thank you.
Okay, yes, sir.
I want to mention this because here's the thing that I think is lost maybe. Students may not be required to sing the third stanza, but it's a part of the song, right? And I think a part of what is concerning to me, because I'm sitting here, you know, and a part of, and the erasure of the history of folk who look like myself, Smitherman, and Senator Figures, you know, and knowing what we know, the erasure of black history is also the erasure of American history. Because I guarantee you, the vast majority of our colleagues may not even know that third verse and what it's saying. And so one of the biggest issues, and this is good that it's being discussed here in this committee, education policy, is that in this country, unlike so many other countries, you know, Europeans know our history in America. Americans don't know American history because of things like this. And when laws like this get codified and passed down, this is what happens, that people can pass a bill, you know, out of committee, maybe they're on the floor, and have no thought about this for the same reasons that Senator Smitherman is sharing. And this is not anyone attempting to be preachy about these things. This is just a matter of fact. And I think, you know, as educators, and certainly as one myself, I'm forever a life learner. And I do believe this is one of those moments where there can be, without any condescension, a level of teaching about why, you know, we object to that particular bill. And finally, you know, when Senator Figures raises the question about the constitutional nature of this, you know, that now we're going to put this in our state's constitution to require. And her question about what would be the penalty if you have, say for an example, you know, if I have a kid in that class who is aware of that third stanza in the song, may not sing it, but it's a part of it. And it's somehow or the other, you know, what's the punishment for my child if this child doesn't do it? So we're not seeing, like I say again, people may think we're living in normal times. There's nothing normal about where we are right now in the life of the country. And the one thing we cannot do, and the one thing I know I will not do, representing our folks here in Montgomery, is sit here and not say something about something like that that may be subtle in its implications, but has wide implications for a lot of other things. So just wanted to, to add, to a little bit of what both Senator Figurs and Senator Smitherman have mentioned with that particular explanation, because people may say, well, we're not going to sing it, but it's a part of the song. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Senator Hatcher. Okay, clerk, would you call the final bill, please? Or have you done? Okay, all right, so that final vote is add Senator Smitherman to the roll as well, and is a no. Senator Stutz. Okay, Senator Stutz to the roll. Okay, 7-3, bill's given a favorable report. Okay, and the final bill,
SB 257 by Senator Chesteen.
okay, members, this bill would allow Alabama Public Television to use foundation funds for the purpose of securing earmarks from the federal budget. Senator Smitherman, you have a question?
Oh, no, I'm ready to roll years for this. I mean, with what's coming out of Washington, I know y'all can't say that. So that's all right. Yeah, you ain't got to say a word. I know what some of your hearts are, so you don't have to say a word. But everything that we need, we can do, y'all. Starting with your bill, to provide alternative means to get revenue. Mm-hmm. We need to be able to do that. And I have to throw this in because we in your committee, education policy, include feeding these children in the morning. 16 million gone. At least that's what I saw on TV. Okay, from us. We got to put 16 million in there. That's not an option, y'all. Just like this, what we doing here, it's not an option. We got to let these folks get this money because they're going to be cut. And if we don't provide to fill in the plugs and plug in the holes, then we going to lose valuable services and things that our citizens need. We got a lot of kids that don't even leave the house. Public TV is it as far as education is concerned. And by all means, anything we can do to enhance their revenue, allow them to do where they can put their hand on revenue, we need to do it. So okay. I'm second you or move forward either way it goes.
All right, there's a move for favorable. Do I have a second? Second, Senator Hatcher. Okay, let's get a long roll here.
Senator Butler. Aye. Senator Chesteen.
Aye.
Senator Figurs. Senator Hatcher. Aye. Senator Hovey. Senator Kitchens. Aye. Senator Price. Aye. Senator Shelnut.
Aye.
Senator Smitherman. Aye. Senator Stutz.
Aye.
Okay, members, 10-0, bill's given a favorable report. Mr. Williams, I want to thank you for your work in helping us get this bill to this point today, and hopefully we'll be able to secure some additional funding for Alabama Public Television. Senator Smitherman.
I just want to say he was one of our fine legislators right there from Jefferson County. He was one of our good ones.
Okay, all right. We are adjourned. Thank you, members.
Good job, Chairman.
Good job, Mr. Chairman.
All right. You always do it that well when I'm not here. I don't need to tell He's like,
Yeah. Set your little tail down.
Good job, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, sir. Okay.
Yeah, it's a house bill. Yeah. Yeah. so that